Hello, Big Beefy Burger Butter here, another episode of the Binding Magic Pens. More Lost, so let's hope we don't lose this run. Because we definitely lost the last one to the funny guy, whose name I don't know. Because I haven't fought him too many times. But he's a silly ghost, and he sucks. So we're gonna try to not die to him again, hopefully. Because we gotta do alt path! Yay, I love alt path! On the Lost. Because it's like, it's difficult, and I don't like being challenged. You know, being challenged isn't fun. I like when the game's really easy. Like, not even like a challenge at all. Like, you know, I don't wanna exert my brain. I want the game to hand me this on a silver platter, not have a single thing matter. And it's good that my character is sadder, you know? He got that extra tears up. We're gonna win this one. It's gonna be super easy. It's definitely gonna be not a hard a knock life. Hopefully. We just gotta not die to the really hard bosses in this game. I feel like a lot of the bosses, because that one in particular, like, he's not that difficult, but definitely just running into me kind of sucked. A lot of the bosses, when they would get added, would be like really, really strong for like no reason. Like Sister Viz, Matriarch, Ultra Greed, kinda. Hush. Well, Hush is actually harder now, honestly. A lot of things like that are like scary. They're like harder to kill because of I don't know, just like having too much speed. What's the Bighorn? Yeah, Bighorn was pretty annoying. A lot of the bosses in the game were like just harder for no particular reason, and then they get nerfed. And I think the only bosses, I don't know if any of them got nerfed. Because a lot of the time that makes a boss difficult is whether or not you know how to actually fight them. Which, you know, you're not supposed to know how to fight a thing as soon as you see them one time. I feel like that's just like straightforward and like obvious that you're not going to be an expert at fighting like the boss we're about to fight here the first time you ever see them. So that definitely plays in why a lot of the bosses on alt path are like harder. Because I think a lot of them are genuinely like difficult, but they're not like unfair. And I just don't know how some of them work. So I'm just gonna hope that like this time we don't die to the guy, because we know we're gonna keep an eye out for the fact that he's gonna do the attack. I like the enemies in this part of the game are harder as well. So just don't die to the hard enemies. Like all the other enemies in the game, like they're pretty simplistic, pretty simple. Like this guy, definitely more involved than any of the other like Larry segment boss guys, like Pin, Larry Jr., Willow, Hollow. It's the Hollow. His name's Hollow, not Willow. Willow's the funny daddy long-legged spider. That's not the daddy long-legged boss. It's just a different character. So I picked up Cursed Eye, because Cursed Eye is like actually really good on Lost, in my opinion. It'd be very unfortunate to get killed by that boss. Ghost Baby is like, I'll take it. I actually don't mind Ghost Baby. I like familiars. You can re-roll that to get nothing. And I took it because, again, I'm not too picky with what I get. This is, yeah, no, we don't want that. Mostly because the D6 has a habit of re-rolling into like items that are just worse, so that's why basically when I have the regular D6 on Isaac, I'm like, okay, well, is this a base bar item, or it's an item that will actually literally offer like no value to me at all? So like I look at Ghost Baby here, and I'm like, well, I get it for free, because I'm not going to be paying any health for it, and we're definitely going to go in double deals on the Lost here. And at least it does damage occasionally. And I could reroll it into nothing, because Eternal D6 is just going to be like, well, you know, you could have that, but then you could also just, like, delete it from the game. And we don't, I want to get nothing for it, you know? It'd be really bad to have something like that happen. I think not getting any consumables right now is also pretty bad, so we're going to go fight this boss, and hopefully they won't kill me. If it gives me the opportunity, it did not. We will hope that we get, a key here. And, just, like, get something better. Can you? Yes, they can. I didn't realize they could do that. We were just gonna go ahead and continue on with another one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to call that one. Just, like, a big L. Thought I was safe, didn't want to walk in the spiked rocks. That's the alt path, just being, like, harder enemies that, I don't have, like, the speed to avoid an enemy like that. Even with, having flight, so you gotta kind of use the rocks, which I didn't do, and I ended up dying for it. So we're just gonna go ahead and just move on. And, I don't know, maybe we'll get, something else. Really unfortunate that we got a space item immediately when we opened a chest after rerolling. We are fortunate that it at least rerolled to not be an HP up, but also Ghost Baby HP up. Not exactly what you want on Lost. I was defending Ghost Baby here, and Cursed Eye, which again I think it's good, but you need like stats to make that valuable. Because the reason it's good is the entry of a room being oh my god, I'm really bad right now. I'm like terrible. I just keep getting like bosses that are a little more threatening than your average boss, as it seems. So I just need to play better. There's one now. I'm excited, so let's just know that he's going to be very fast when he charges at me. Very fast when he charges at me. One more hit. And that's another HP up that we get to reroll into absolutely nothing for us, which is something that usually happens on the last. And then you gotta play like 5 or 6 runs, and then you get like Dead Cat. So like, we're just gonna wait till that happens. Well, because it happened in green mode. And hope that this item's gonna be good. I wanted to catch that one just because I wanted to feel something. And that's another spacebar item, which obviously we don't want spacebar items. I'm not gonna hold R. I'm gonna show some restraint and not hold R, and it's gonna be a tough one on my end to not do that, especially because I'm gonna have 2 spacebar items to like, I was gonna say to reroll here, but I guarantee you I'm gonna go reroll the scooper into an empty pedestal item and then be disappointed and then go to the next floor with no upgrades to my character whatsoever. And I can't actually go alt path because I don't have a key. Something else I failed to realize. Which is fine, because, like, that's just one less, floor we have to do alt path on. And clearly, the sewer is harder than, the womb. So we don't wanna die to that. Which we're gonna die to here. To regular enemies, which would be the greatest way to die. Yeah, and I can't really make the excuse that I'm not prepared to fight those enemies in this. Bunch of pills. That's a tears up, so, like, maybe we'll get back on track here, because there you go, that's the tears up we want. So our DPS is increased for the better. I think it actually we have a higher tier rate than when we picked up, the onion. Sad onion, but I might be wrong. I might have just not realized that it has a very slight... Whatever, we got the tears up, that's what we need. Size down, also not bad, especially on Lost. And then it's gonna be champion Dingle here. With a solid recolor here. The hardest enemy, okay, yeah, it's just the one charge guy. So this is not going to be hard at all. Because he's occasionally just going to do that, and it's going to be the easiest dodge in the world. So we have the distance, the speed, and the willpower to defeat this big pile of fecal matter. That's very happy about being put in the corner and being told to go on timeout, and then we go hope that we get something else from our item rooms. Maybe we'll get I don't know, maybe a familiar. I wouldn't be mad about it getting a familiar. Familiars are good. A lot of familiars are good. I know it's easy to be like, well, I would rather just have like technology than a familiar, and I like. Honestly, same. But like, there's some items in the game that are like fun to use, and you don't have to have technology every run. An item I do want to have, which it might have moved like item pools. I just haven't seen it in a very long time at this point when I play the game. Is I have not seen. I don't know why I didn't pick it up first. Is I haven't seen Unicorn Stump. Which, I was thinking before I played this that, like, one of the runs I beat the Lost, like, regular not Repentance, Rebirth, when it first came out. And the Lost was, like, agonizing, because he didn't start with Holy Mantle. Was, a Unicorn Stump, like, I'll take shot speed, why not? His Unicorn Stump, Sack Dagger was pretty crazy, and that's the one I beat Mega Satan with. And it was a good run. It was a fun one. I like Unicorn Stump a lot. A lot of the time you'd get it, like, first time I ever got it, I'm like, why would you ever need this? And then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, familiars are pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and just go, because we need the key for Alt Path, and if we don't do that, then we're gonna be crying in our graves. It's crazy how Lost went from being, like, the most awful character to play in the game to being much stronger, like still relatively fragile. Like obviously the big nerf to not being able to pick up more than one devil deal, but I don't know, the game doesn't really want to give us anything other than one. It was a huge nerf. I don't think it's unwarranted to have gotten that one, honestly. I think it's Lost is a little too strong. But like, and like, didn't even have spectral tears. Like that was crazy. Like you didn't even have spectral tears on Lost, so you couldn't use rocks to be like effective. Okay, that well that would have been a really good item, but I really see I'm defending my familiars. I think we just fight the boss. Fight the boss and try to kill it quicker. I'll take the certainty of like the extra like damage that scales with my my attacks. Than the uncertainty. But yeah, Lost was like really bad for a very long time. Like just aggravating, just increasing your death by like 100, easily 100. I did not have fun to being immortal, and it really just came down to whether or not you had a Holy Mantle. Because Holy Mantle is what really makes this character stronger. And then you got Tainted Lost, that is like keeping in spirits with what your character was originally supposed to be. Filtering out the bad items that you would always get, because you'd always get... That was really the other thing that happens a lot on the Lost, and still is happening to this day. So you get a bunch of valueless HP up items, is to just filter that out of your item pool and give you like strength items. And I'm not gonna say especially on Tainted Lost, because at least you get the one hit as an insurance to be like, yeah, there are just some situations that you can't avoid getting hit, so let's have you have a little bit of a cushion here, so you don't want to tear your eyes out. It's generous for them to have done that, but it keeps in the theme of like, hey, play at absolute perfection. We will give you the tools to do so. Most of the time. I mean, you still sometimes get like Mom's Razor, which I know it'll block shots, and I was literally just saying, hey, sometimes defense on the character that doesn't get them is like good, but also potentially not. We're just gonna kill this guy again because we have Abaddon, and Abaddon is like a huge counter to this guy, it seems. And so is just doing a bunch of damage. And a speed up is definitely what we want, and we're gonna take this, and I'm gonna take it. It's a full health fill, which is pretty good on the Lost. Maybe we go in our curse room, because I didn't do that. So let me do that, because hey, Dead Cat is in the curse room pool. Oh, that was a nice belch. I hope you enjoyed it. Last time this worked. Spiders. Okay, well, like, that's just the easier enemies in the game. And we go bomb the door, and then we're going to have the snore. And then, what boss in particular do I really not want to fight? I don't think Gideon's gonna be bad, as long as we get, like, any of the variants that have rocks in the field that enemies just cannot spawn on top of. And, so, like, who does that really leave? Because everybody else is, like, pretty manageable. It really goes to Mausoleum whether or not we're gonna have problems. Because, aforementioned, hey, things just happen. Sometimes, I don't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about. Possessing the knife and instantly hitting you is pretty bad. So I guess, like, what we do is fight the boss. Oh, no, we'll have the knife at that point. So just hope we don't get her. Because on top of her doing that, she already is just basically a hard fight. But she's just like a bullet hell boss. So maybe we'll be able to manage. That Eternal Heart, I'm really glad. I seem to get a lot of Eternal Hearts, specifically on Lost. I appreciate it. The realization of I could have died right there and it would have been mad funny. I think the stump is going to be better. The D6 it's probably going to be the better upgrade for us, so I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take the stump because it's pretty good. And Hemolacria is another item that had a huge redemption arc. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I still had Cursed Eye, this would actually be, like, very strong. That instant burst damage potential for Cursed Eye, making it really good for transitioning rooms. So I could have just, like, basically shot 6 of those into that guy as soon as he walked in the room. And it seems like 2 is enough for most enemies. I'm gonna do this. I know keys are then gonna be useless, but, like, do we really care? I'm gonna do that, and then we'll be 1 cent off from buying Dreamcatcher, and then maybe we'll find the 1 cent on the floor. Maybe like a poop will give it to us. Gotta realize to not do that. Do we even want Dreamcatcher? I really don't care about Dreamcatcher. Yeah, let's just not care about it, because it's not even a good item. I get to see ahead of time the item I might or might not want, and then make a decision to not buy it. I get it from the item room, and then be disappointed when it's a space bar item. I'm like, those can't fall on you when you're on rocks. And I still don't know entirely how this attack works. Because you'd think that I would make it be the thing that determines that, but I have been proven wrong time and time again that that's not correct. I'm going to re-roll. Definitely wishing that I picked up that first guppy item, because then we'd be at 2. Because there we go, we deleted 1 from our pool, I think. That's how that works. And I think Guppy would be, like, really strong right now. And it's been a minute since we've had Guppy as a transformation. It's been a minute since I've ever felt true, like, fear. That's enough. Okay, you know, I haven't really put that piece of my brain together, that if we get hit, we could just leave the room. So we're gonna try to do that. I'm gonna be lazy here and just use 2 bombs to do this early. Cause what am I gonna get? What am I gonna use my bombs for? Nothing. So we're just gonna like do the easy peasy. Lost is probably the easiest character to do this as. Yeah, well, I could say Azazel. Azazel starts with flight, and has the extra speed, so that just makes this easier. So like, really, just don't walk into a fire because you don't get Holy Mantle. Or like a spiked rock. That's really what I'm worried about. I don't even know if spiked rocks can even appear on this. I'm gonna let you do your thing, and then I'm gonna leave. And then we get the knife. We're at the knife piece now. Knife piece 2. So we're gonna use it to get to the boss. You know, it's gonna be a good one. And then we're gonna get this money. I'm like, that's bad. This could just be Linger Bean and be much better. This could be a black market would be welcome. Larry Jr. can just appear in this. So not a black market. It was Yumheart though, which is pretty bad. And then we could get that, which we actually don't want either. So I'm not gonna even touch that thing. Maybe we'll re-roll it if we find a battery. And I'll be very happy if I get a battery. Oh, nice room variety in there. Coming in here with the same room. Got stuck in the doorway. I'm really good at having things like that happen when I play Lost. Specifically Lost. Okay, Justice. I do want a teleport card, honestly. In the off chance that we go into a curse room and then can't back out because we get hit by, like, Funny Demon. I'll take that. And I'll just blow this up. A wood nickel, not really looking for that. It is a battery. We do have 2 rooms to beat. Till we just reroll. But do I even want to go back? This is the bedroom, yeah. Bedroom is where the crawl space was. Okay. I didn't get hit there. I'm shocked I didn't get hit there. You can recharge my item. Let me just give you like a coin. A couple coins, and you're gonna be like, really, you're gonna pay out. There you go. That's all I needed to do. Go in here. Well, it's a pill. And then it's a funny pill that hurts you. That'd be funny if that worked like that. It doesn't, but wouldn't it be funny if you just like had a bad trip pill hit you there and it broke your mantle and then you can't leave? Ouija board's probably better than for what we have, but actually equally like probably worse. I'm gonna say most of the time we're hitting it off an enemy though, so like, yeah, it's probably gonna be better because it's that cheers that. I like it didn't even. Okay, I think a spider actually killed it. I was about to say I didn't even hit that thing with the main attack, and it still managed to kill that enemy. But that was fully because a spider killed it. And we're gonna hide behind these rocks because the last thing we want is an unfortunate circumstance like that. Don't walk in the middle of fighting this Gideon guy. We could just walk out the room. Okay, yeah. If that happens. Just keep that one in mind. Just leave. Leave the room. It's that insurance. Getting rid of my my ways to prevent damage. What's up, guy? You're here too? Wow. Who knew that the seating arrangement? You were scheduled the same day I was. Are you having like a family dinner? Great to meet your family. Okay, and then we get dog food. was gonna say something else, but you know, that would be rude. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the battery that was in our shop, and hope that this isn't useless. Okay, well, it's matchbook. It's 3 bombs and a trinket we don't want, so we're just gonna go ahead and pretend that one doesn't exist. And Lost, Curse the Lost. That's the character I'm playing as. I have my own curse. Curse is literally named after me. So game plan is just hope I don't fight the possess my familiars and hit me, and then I get hit by another attack afterwards. 2 bomb chests. That's school bag? Now, do we want school bag? Am I really gonna be like, man, what other spacebar item would I really want? I can't really think of one, but I looked up and I was like, I probably can't reroll that without having to go back to another room. And I chose to be lazy, is basically what happened there. Just like, don't shoot. I like being flight characters that just see that room and it's just like, yeah, I don't actually need to even try in that room. And we get a tears down, which isn't bad. Well, I mean, it is bad. It's lowered DPS, but like, DPS is already pretty high. And that wasn't too significant of a decrease. Probably in the long run isn't going to do much. I'm like, can these guys brimstone? I don't think they do. But because they're red, I'm like, maybe they do, and I'm just like second guessing myself. And we just try to keep our distance. With these attacks. Joker? We'll use it after probably after the boss. Just like look for the secret room. Or maybe just like again use it as like that insurance in case we get hit. We don't want to cause problems. And then yeah, again, just hope that we don't fight the boss I really don't want to fight, because it's gonna suck if we have to fight. What's her face? I'll get to remember her name when I see her this year, inevitably, when I have to fight this boss. Oh. I didn't know that's how these guys worked. But it makes sense, because the other ones work like that. When you really think about it, logistically, like, of course that makes sense. That's a tears up. Not that big of a tears up. Maybe we're close to our cap. Which, you know, who cares? That's increased damage regardless. I'm gonna be honest, the brimstone guys frighten me a small amount. There you go. And I gotta hope that this is gonna be decent. Better pills. There's technology. That would have been a cool one. Thanks, regret pedestals, for making me regret my decisions so consistently. Just leave this room. A lot of brimstone and like gimp guys. Don't know what's happening there. Let's go in the shop. That's a damage increase. Obviously, we want that because our damage is like it's already pretty spectacular. I'm trying to think of what I'd even want from a devil deal. I just need a second to like recover. I just tears up. Because that was horrifying. Okay, I'm like, how do you hit this boss again? You gotta break the chain first. And I'm like, how does like I fought this guy like probably like half a dozen times And I still don't know entirely how this guy works. But I definitely know that I was horrified. You're bad. Deathless. God's plan. Wow, you're not even giving me the Deathless there. What an unfair situation. Yeah, I could have died instantly to the thing. I panicked because I saw a Grimace and I thought they were literally on top of me and panicked. But we're fine now. Let's just not have that happen again. Maybe just use this now. I don't want it. Maybe I should have waited for like a charge so I could reroll it and take Uppy. This is what I'm really realizing I should have done. Hopefully, I mean, I just want an extra life because then, like, I don't have to worry about dying. I'm gonna preface this game, extra life that doesn't change my character. Because I know the game likes being funny sometimes, where you you request something like that. And sometimes it gives you the exact item you say, as you're saying it. But also sometimes, it's like, this is close enough to what you mean, right? And I'm like, I do appreciate the item, but it's like, if I turn into Lazarus, like, what's the point of this run? There'd be no point. Except for the fun of it. Which, it is definitely a fun run. If, we didn't shoot over this guy's head on constantly. That is, like, a situation that scared me a little bit there. Them getting knocked into each other and then... Like, what? How am I supposed to know what that Brimstone's about to do? You're very close to coming in my vicinity and then eliminating me. We're gonna try to mitigate that one. You can't do Deathless because that guy just dies instantly. Unfortunate. Whatever. You shrug. Shrug, move on. Okay, again, another situation you just can't use Deathless. Deathless is actually an S tier item. Highest tier in the game. That's the tower. It's an S tier card. We're not gonna get boss rush. I wasn't trying to get boss rush. But, you know, when I look at the timer, I'm like, man, I'm there. I'm not there. I don't care enough. Infestation. I'm gonna regret hitting it. Yeah, no, I don't, because Lemonade's pretty bad. Pretty bad item, honestly. I like creep, but it's a spacebar item creep, and that's bad. Like, Headless Baby's good because it's creep all the time. Ace of Hearts might be useful at some point. Not for getting health, because obviously, it's not really what Lost is known for doing, is having a health pool. More so if there's a bunch of enemies I don't want to fight, I can just not do so. Particularly Shadies. Being the only enemy I can really think of I could see? Possibly? Don't get brimstoned? I do forget how some of those attacks work. Because again, aforementioned, well, that's... that might be GG. I'm gonna be honest. That might be GG, because, hey, always forget that one. It's unfortunate that I forget that sometimes. Because I think I've done that like 2 or 3 times at this point, where I just walk into that eyeball. But again, I do wanna. I'm gonna go ahead and defend the fact that I do that, because most of the time when enemies spawn like that, they can't do contact damage as soon as they appear. They usually have sort of invulnerability period where they will not hurt you. And I guess Mom's Heart is like the only exception to that in the game. I know it's not the only exception, but it certainly is an exception. And yeah, you could just die to that, which is not good. It's a main problem when you're on the top of the map, and that happens, and then you're at the fear of whether or not you're going to get immediately eliminated by an enemy spawning on top of you. Now it's like, why would you be on top of the mom fight when she's invulnerable during that phase, and you're just trying to kill those enemies? And I'm like, don't judge me. It's mostly because, hey, it's easy to line up for the thing. When the tiers aren't in, the risk of hitting you, because you're on the top of the screen, which they will not be at, and you're lined up to kill the enemy that's going to appear there. I wish I saw these enemies more, like those Eternals champions, because I think they're like an interesting champion type. But most of the time you just see like the basic ones that are like a stat is different, or I die so I explode, or more recently, it seems a lot of the time it's the one that makes it to where it spawns 2 more, and depending on which one that is, makes it less funny. Give me the 1-up. Apparently I was not why? I'm looking at the map wrong. This is where the secret room is. My bad. But okay, world hermit. Ace of Hearts. Maybe the world card is gonna be what we want. I'm gonna take the world card. I'm gonna go in here. Before we go in there, okay. I know this is just like extra. We're taking the extra safety because we're at the chance of fighting this really hard boss and succeeding. We just have to play like extremely well. That's Guppy. That's Guppy, right? It would have been Guppy. Would have been Guppy if he picked up Guppy's paw and then re-rolled it afterwards. But we didn't do that. My bad. Maybe we take this as the just like extra precaution. Like, what if this bot sucks? We leave. Yeah, we leave because I don't know if I'll keep that, and I didn't know that was an attack you could do. And now we're in for the long haul here. We're just gonna do this. And then we gotta dodge the whatever this is supposed to be. There you go. Okay. Crisis averted. We're at our tears cap, so that was a valueless item. But you know what? I'll look at it. Let's look at it positively. If my tears lower somehow, they won't lower nearly as much. Now there's a low likelihood that happens because we already have Virgo. Neutral tiers, or like we can't get negative ones or negative pills. I mean, we can't get those anymore. We're still at the chance of getting Guppy. That's not Guppy. That's the troll bomb. I don't like that. There's no point. Really, there's no point for most of these rooms, so if it's just like a dead end, just like leave. And then we'll worry about dying when things get scary. I don't think I've gotten one payout from Death's List. I haven't been trying, and to be realistic, I haven't been trying to get him. But you think I'd get like one. One of them at least. I think I gave up trying because of the first like 3 being literally impossible. There you go, blow. Get out of here. We did get one. I don't know what it gave me, but it definitely gave me something. That's another pretty fly. So if things get dicey, they could. Not an uncommon occurrence with this boss. I can teleport out. And that would be beneficial to do that. Because then we won't die. Just play second phase well. And I was gonna say don't do that attack. It doesn't matter. It's on the wire here. I apologize when I become silent here for a few moments. Because I'm concentrating on not redoing most of the game. I think we should stick it. I think I stick it. We'll see if we regret this decision. If it's a bad attack, I will leave. Like, if I get cornered here and it's like a really bad spin again, I'll just like dip. Apparently you're just gonna use the same attack like 50 times. Okay, that's like the worst thing that could have happened. That is like the most like actually like fuck you game thing that could have happened. Wow, to do the whole game again because something spawned on top of you the direction you were heading instantly and killed you. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll do another lost run fighting the least fun boss in the game. Despite the fact that we probably would have won. Maybe should have left with the card. Just like giving it the good old second try. But I couldn't have foreseen an event such as this happening, and I was punished unjustly for it. So I will go with another lost run after this one. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like. I will see you in the next one.